Hey everyone, and welcome to another video. So today we're taking a look at a couple of products sent out to me for a review by a company called Momax. So these are essentially battery charging Magsafe type products, and we have a couple of them that have been sent out to me. So we'll take a look at the Magsafe battery pack first. So this is an alternative to the Apple Magsafe battery pack, and if we just look on the front here, so it is 5000 milliamp hours. Generally most of these third-party ones that I've actually tested out tend to be in and around that storage capacity, so around about 5000 milliamp hours. It does have a built-in kickstand, and it has, by the looks of it, a very nice fabric-y type material on there. Take a look at some of the branding. You can see all of these sort of insides of it just there, and then you have a few of the features there. 10-watt wireless charging, lightning import, so you can just use your standard lightning cable to actually charge it, and you do have it foldable, and obviously gives you the option of having a little bit of a kickstand type setup as well. And if we just open it up there, as you can see, that is quite a nice presentation that they've actually done. And on the front here, it just gives you a few of the different orientations that you can actually mount it in whilst also charging the phone as well. Right, so sliding that out of the packaging. Once it's out of the packaging, we do get some pamphlets and information. Whenever you're using any type of Magsafe product, generally they do have to have some safety information because of the use of the magnets. Just pop that to a side, and taking a look at the battery itself. Now this is very nice. I've not actually seen anything like this before. This appears to be glass, and the rest of this is a sort of fabric type material. The kickstand itself is quite stiff, and will it stay? At the moment it doesn't seem like the magnets want to actually click. That may just be the initial stiffness of the actual case itself. Yeah, that I'm not too sure about. Actually, yeah, so once you put it into position, it does actually stay, and once it clicks closed, yeah, that's fine. So the magnet, in order to keep it closed, is a bit stronger. The magnet, once you've actually got it in the stand orientation, only takes effect once you actually put some weight on it, which I'm guessing it actually helps with the rigidity of the whole setup there. But this front piece just here, I've just not seen anybody else produce anything like this. I'm guessing this is what's inside pretty much all of these third-party Magsafe chargers, but just the fact that you can actually see this, that is really cool. Like, I'm not one for being able to see inside all of your gadgets, but this, I must admit, that does look cool. Very strong jerry-rig everything kind of vibes going on here with the ability to actually see through this sort of glass window. And the fact that it may not be glass, it may just be plastic, but the fact that it is kind of a hard slippery kind of surface, hopefully that should mean that you don't get too many scratches on it. So getting past the actual looks of the device, so the casing itself appears to be a sort of aluminium, which is very premium feeling. The whole thing about this, I must say, it does feel very, very premium. On the bottom you do have your charging port just there, so as it said on the box, you have got a very, very tiny little lightning port there, and you do have the on and off button, and it will give you the battery indication in terms of how much charge it has just there on the bottom. And usually with these, it's single click to turn on, single click to turn off, or it will be a long press to turn on and a long press to turn off. Yeah, that is very, very nice, I must admit. I wasn't actually expecting it to be that good. From the actual packaging, I had presumed that this was just a sticker showcasing what's actually inside it. The fact that it actually looks like this, yeah, that's pretty cool. I will grab a phone in a second just to take a look at how it works and everything. At the moment, obviously, I'm using my iPhone for part of this recording, but yeah, I will grab a secondary phone in a second and we'll just take a look at it. Right, so the second product that they've sent out to me is more of a traditional type of battery bank, and it will, by the looks of it, it also has a built-in Qi charger built into it as well. So it says, once again, it is lightning, and it, by the looks of this, it also includes the cable as well. I don't think this one included a cable, but then a battery pack, generally you won't get cables with that. It does have USB-C in and out as well, and it looks like it's got that same sort of fabric as we have on here. Taking a look at the rest of the box, it just gives you quite a bit of information in terms of charging rates and everything like that. Obviously, depending on what type of device you've actually plugged onto it, it will give you different rates. Certain devices can only make use of so much power, whereas if you're using something like an iPhone and it's got MagSafe, then in theory that should also pull the full 10 watts. Popping it open, it has a very similar sort of presentation where you have this card on the left hand side that opens up, and then you have the actual product itself. In order to get inside, you don't want to be ripping the top, just pop the tab out at the bottom and open the flap, and then it should open up fine. Right, so that is how it's presented inside the box. You have two bits of plastic, one holding it down. You do have the accessories pack, which I'm guessing is going to be the actual cable itself, and yeah, and the paperwork's inside that same bit as well, and very similar paperwork, so anything to do with charging generally has that. And yeah, so for charging you do have a USB-C cable, a very short USB-C cable, as well as USB-A to USB-C. So this one looks like it does actually charge. Oh wow. Right, so yeah, this once again, I have to say, like, I hadn't really heard of Momax before they actually reached out to me, but the quality of their products is really good. Like, this feels really premium. This genuinely feels like a fabric. I'm sure it's not going to be, obviously for heat and just wear and tear, they won't want to actually use something like that, but whatever sort of synthetic material they've actually put on this, it is really good. I do like the fact that they have actually labeled all of the ports just at the bottom there. A lot of times they literally just have markings on the casing themselves, whereas by actually writing it on there, I'm not sure how well it'll last. It may well rub off over time, but yeah, you do have this information just there. You do have your Qi charger just on the front there, and then you have your 3 ports on the bottom. So you have a 3.0 output for USB-A, you have your USB-C PD charger in the middle just there, and that's both in and out. USB-A is just an output, and you have your lightning input as well. So yeah, you have the option of, with this whole setup, obviously if you have an iPhone, then you can just use your existing iPhone cable and charge both of these up. So you have the option of charging via USB-C, and as well as charging out using USB-C, and then you also have a lightning connection just there as well. Just on the side here is what I'm guessing is going to be the actual indicator lights. So if I just pop that on, you can see just there on that bit there, you have 4 little LEDs, well, five little LEDs, and on the opposite side you actually have your power button itself to turn it on and off. Yeah, and it appears single click is to turn on, and single click to turn off. No, probably a long press to actually turn off. Yeah. Okay, so here we are back with my wife's iPhone, seeing as I'm using mine for the actual recording. And firstly, we'll just test out the actual Magsafe wallet. So it does click on just like that. Now looking at it, it does appear to have only shown the normal charging indicator just there, so no Magsafe animation. However, the actual magnets themselves are really strong. Just testing out the actual kickstand portion of this. So what is the best way to get it out? Just like that. So it does stand up in that orientation there, as well as that. But yeah, the magnets on this particular battery pack are very strong, so I don't think you're going to find this falling off anytime soon. A lot of times what you do find is when you've actually got a battery pack on the back, it does actually make it slightly easier to actually hold the phone, because it kind of fits into the palm of your hand a little bit better. But obviously this is going to be quite chunky, and it's not something that you want to keep on all the time. It's just something that you want to use every now and then whenever you need to actually charge. Right, just taking a look at a battery widget just there. So it doesn't appear to actually show up on the battery widgets, so no integration with iOS like the genuine one does. However, with this, it's purely down to the looks, the aesthetic, the functionality of having that kickstand built in, and obviously the sort of milliamp hourage of the unit itself as well. So that's that one. Let's just take a look at the traditional battery pack, and this one is a 10,000 milliamp hour battery pack, so it's not actually too big in comparison to this one. As you can see, it's not quite as thick, I don't think. Well, actually it might be a little deceiving because it's got rounded edges, but it's not that thick in comparison. And also the size wise, it's not massively bigger than this particular one when you actually take a look at it. But let's get this turned on and just rest the phone on top of it. So yeah, there is a sweet spot, probably just lining up your actual Apple logo on the back with the middle of there, and it will start charging. Once again, no MagSafe animation when you're actually charging the phone, and just there on the side, I'm not sure how well you'll be able to see that, you do get a little red indicator when you are actually charging. So yeah, that was my first look at the Momax products, MagSafe battery pack, as well as their traditional battery pack that they've actually sent out for review. Very high quality. I do like the actual feel. We have seen this sort of kickstand type design on several other battery packs in the past. However, nobody's actually gone and done this on the opposite side, where you can actually see the coil, you can see the transistors and resistors and everything on the inside, and I think it just looks very cool. Ironically, when it's actually fitted, you're not going to see this side, because obviously that's the side that faces the phone, but just knowing that when you actually remove it, you've got this showing through, that does look pretty cool. I probably would have said if they could have done something similar on this one as well, I think that would have actually been quite cool as well. But I think with this one, it's more aimed at being something that you throw in your bag, in your pocket, and with this material that it's actually got on top of it, it just feels really premium. And that's the one thing that I would say about both of these products, is that they both have a very premium feeling about them. Anyway, if you haven't already done so, please do subscribe and hit that notification bell for more videos, and I'd really appreciate if you also give this video a thumbs up and share with as many people as possible. Links, as always, will be in the description below if you did want to purchase. And until the next one, thanks very much for watching.